Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, man. I'm a Coi Leray fan.
Have you seen the video, the fake video of her and Lotto fighting?
No, I didn't see that. That sounds terrible. But I was going to say, of the singles that dropped recently, Lotto dropped one and then Coi Leray dropped one. I think Coi Leray has a better record.
Already starting with hot takes. Of course, we're on BlkPrint. Welcome back, you guys. J5 here. Josh Pease.
Josh Pease, a.k.a. Coi P. P. Coi. P. Leray.
Already starting off with a hot take here. Of course, as you hear on the other end, MC most hated.
I don't think it's that hot though, honestly. Top 10 trendsetter. Coi Leray, Lola Brooke, two hot records this week.
Yeah. Lola Brooke, big Lola Brooke fan. I'm a big Lola Brooke fan. I love that Just Relax record.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
I like what the girls are doing, man. It's funny. Carl Cherry had a quote unquote hot take where he was like, "Oh, he thinks the girls are swagging more or better than the men right now," and people are like, "Name them." I felt the same way. He should have named them. But I also kind of agree. I think, rap is really boring right now.
Yeah, it really is.
When we were trying to think of a song to play, I'm like, I don't know what to play. I've been listening to fucking old Party Next Door.
Yeah, I've been listening to old shit too, or like old R&B. I listen to Paramore a lot this year.
Alternative raps.
Alternative life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is out? I mean, honestly, only thing that gets me excited anymore is like a Future drop.
Yeah.
It's the only
Future
thing that
coming soon or soon-ish.
I hope.
Yeah.
I saw them recording. I saw them doing a video. Future had like a crazy like gold mask on.
Oh, no, that was from the superhero video.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. The superhero video kind of flew under the radar, but
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that was from that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really get excited about anything. I think the Ice Spice record was honestly like the last record I played like in perpetuity, like just over and over and over and over again. But that's because it's like 13 minutes.
Yeah, I kind of know so with Ice Spice. I like what she stands for. I don't think the music is really caught up to the persona. But
I forgot to drop my chair. Mark's he's about to kill me.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Very early renditions of the show. Speaking of party, how many years are we gonna give going back to this old party? Because I feel like for the past couple of years, especially during quarantine, it's just been everybody's comfort albums.
Yeah,
but we kind of need some new stuff.
No, I mean shit. Well, look at the grace we give Frank Ocean.
We're gonna touch on that.
Yeah, like come on, man. Party Next Door is a GOAT.
He's timeless, man. Like those first. What is everyone's thoughts on the third one?
I fuck with all the party albums. Like the albums that people don't even like. One of my favorite Party Next Door songs is number one, not even number one, but up top 5, maybe top 10 is Believe It with Rihanna.
Yeah.
People kind of know so with that.
Really?
People are like, I love that record. But then also I love Damage with Halsey.
That's a good song too.
It's a great fucking song. But it's funny, like everybody kind of not fuck with Halsey, so then they don't fuck with that song. And I'm like, hold on, that song.
Why
fire.
don't niggas fuck with Halsey?
I don't know. I mean,
that's a good question.
I don't know. She not like
she a nigga.
She's not. I love the joke on Swarm about her.
Her dad black. Oh, this is a joke about her on Swarm.
Yeah, there's a really good Halsey joke on Swarm.
On episode 2.
Yeah, it's a really good one. But yeah, I've never seen her dad before. I've seen her and her mom. She's not black. I'm sorry. She is like not even Mariah Carey's blacker than her. Like it's nah.
Wow. No, I think with Party, I love West District. I love all the the Lucy's he put out. Like those joints were always fire. I mean, obviously the first one, 2013 was like a thoughty age. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just that. Like that's like the thought album of the summer was the first one, bro. Then the second one was the thought album of that year. You know what I'm saying? He did back to back. SLS, one of my favorite party songs ever.
Oh yeah, Party got some joints, man. Even speaking of the Lucy's, one joint that's not on DSPs that they need to get up is Nothing But Net with Travis and Thug. That's my shit. I was actually there when they recorded that.
That must have been an insanely high.
It's funny, that whole little thing with the girl and it's her birthday and she's like Jordan. That I was there for all that. That's just funny. I'm surprised it made the record actually.
I love when Thug gets on the song and says ABC about to come. I say, yeah, this nigga was high as gas.
Might grease the bitch for a coupe. Some bars in that.
Did they do High Fashion in the same session or was that a different session?
That might have been a different. Actually, it was around the same time, but I think it was like different days.
Okay.
Yeah.
High Fashion was so fire, and I remember he dropped those as kind of like a get ready, rodeo's coming, and then they weren't on the album, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean that time, like I remember they had a house in like Beverly Hills, and like Travis, that's why Travis is really like innovative. Like everyone tries to like discredit him, but like he is, I hate to say it, but he's like a person who brings people together. I was gonna say like a Quincy or like a Dre.
Khaled.
Khaled. Like he had a house in the hills and it was like fucking 10 bedrooms. And he's like, yo, Southside, TM, Metro, everybody come live here, Sonny. Like come live with me and make this album with me.
Yeah.
And like we all just gonna contribute and do shit. And it was just dope. They was having parties every night. Shit was fire.
And as you talk about these stories, I would love to. I mean, and this is the great tie-in to ThrowBLKs. I would love to be able to for you to tell this story and for us to get some of the people involved.
Yeah, no, that would be a good one. That's funny. I talk to David Stromberg all the time. His birthday just passed too. Happy birthday, David. That would be a great look back at. Well, we gotta check like the anniversary dates on that one.
I feel like we should just fuck the anniversary.
I would want to do it around something. Like I feel like we've been having a good cadence of doing these ThrowBLKs around things. Like the 50 Cent one was around the anniversary. Obviously, the Rick Ross one, the latest episode. You guys should check it out if you haven't. That was right behind the Deeper Than Rap anniversary. Yeah. I know Travis is dropping this year at some point, so maybe we do it closer to his album. That should be really dope.
That'd be fine. I would love to, because Days Before Rodeo was like a time where it was like, yo, the buzz. I haven't seen a buzz like that for somebody new in a really long time.
Man, I remember. That was on him. It's some stories because I was there when the 3500 Future vocals came in. And then I remember it was just me and Metro, and then Pee Wee Longway came later that night. Pee Wee Longway, I got a video of Pee Wee and his boy Yikes in my phone. Yikes is actually Rich the Kid's older brother.
That's fire.
That hangs with Pee Wee Longway. That nigga. So we could tell this story, baby. I'll tell you that story because that wasn't really a part of the album. Pee Wee comes like later in the night, and we all just chilling, and like he just got off the plane, and these niggas are so turned up. I think they got off the plane and like took ecstasy, and like came to the studio, and the dude Yikes is rapping Pee Wee's verses like he's Pee Wee. Like he's in my face rapping these verses to me. I'm like, bro, I'm a fan. You don't got to convince me. Just all in my face. I literally got a video of him just rapping lyrics in my face to me. It's just crazy.
Same cadence, same voice.
Everything. Just going in though. More hype than Pee Wee would have been.
Oh my God. No, I love the reception that we get from ThrowBLKs. There's a lot of people that are like, okay, when's the next one? I'm like, you just heard this one. Like, bro, give us some time. But like the Deep in the Rap episode, I've had like Justin Charity from The Ringer. It's been texting me all week like, I love this shit. Like, he's just like, bro, pussies don't get pussy, bro. Like,
man, I'm glad I brought that up at the end because someone else hit me and said that too. Because like, he says that shit like 3 times in the album. Like, I don't know. Like, that was just something that was just said in the studio. He was like, it got to make it twice. It got to like.
He thought it was going to stick too. I feel like it would stick more in 2023. I think the 2023 is the year of the slogan.
We a little too PC now.
What do you mean?
Pussies don't get pussy. Oh, he's trying to grab him by the pussy. Oh, no.
That's like, that could be feminist.
That low key, hey.
That could be feminist.
It could be a shirt. I might make a shirt. Ain't shit funny shirt. Pussies don't get pussy.
That could be feminist, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let
us know. I just like the way he just is on social media all fucking day. That nigga his little IG story shit be just lying.
The tiniest bars of all time. I can't do it.
And he's just promoting everything now. He got like a liquor out now.
Yeah.
If you take a picture with the liquor, you gonna get posted.
Bumbu.
Yeah.
Bumbu.
What kind of liquor?
Is it Bumbu?
I thought that was Wayne's.
No, Bumbu is Wayne. He got some other shit.
He shouts out Bumbu all the time.
Maybe he's a part owner in that. But there's some other shit he got that I seen. I was like,
I don't never see Wayne drink Bumbu at all.
Wayne don't drink.
Period. I thought he didn't drink.
Yeah, I would never buy no liquor called Bumbu. It was made. It's just some African liquor.
What was it? Isn't it like whiskey or something? I can never catch up. But I know Wiz has what, McQueen. I think that's gin or something like that.
McQueen and Liquid Death is his shit. I think
Liquid Death is Wiz's.
No, Liquid Death isn't his. I think he might have some like stake in there because he's been.
Oh, okay.
He been like riding with Liquid Death since before I even knew what Liquid Death was. I thought it was liquor when he started.
Between at like 7 a.m. about to crush a Liquid Death and hit these weights. I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, it is Bimbo. He's a part owner of Bimbo, but it's another one he has called Villan.
Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck this is. It looks like a wine, maybe.
Are liquor deals lucrative for rappers anymore?
I think they are. I mean, you got to think about it. How many liquor stores are there in your neighborhood?
Probably a lot, yeah.
And then think about Bel Air and like all that shit. Like, I think another thing too with liquor brands is like once you have like one successful one, you can build out the suite. Mm-hmm. Like fucking E40's rich off wine. Yeah. Earl Stevens goes up.
And then the Snoop Dogg liquor. I see the billboards all the time.
Liquor is very lucrative if you do it right partners.
One thing that was cool was when we went to Mania, we were walking towards the stadium. Snoop Dogg's store with the
Funko Pop?
Funkos. Yeah, it's right there.
Man, Snoop Dogg and his team, salute to you guys. You guys are ultimate hustlers. They convinced Funko to buy a store and make it a Snoop Dogg store.
And what's crazy was in the store that day, it had all the WWE shit in there that day.
Yeah.
So they flipped it.
Yeah, no, it's like they literally that store used to be a 7-Eleven. I used to live down the street from there.
That's crazy.
It used to be a 7-Eleven. Then Snoop moved his Death Row store over there. Yeah. And then he bought the rest of the lot, basically.
And the Death Row store is like right there too. Yeah, that shit was crazy. How did we get here?
I don't know, but shout out to Snoop, man. Shout out to Snoop and the team.
I'm not sure, but as you brought up the SoFi Arena, I don't even think we got a chance to talk about this the time that I was actually there in LA. Still kind of fucked me up actually seeing the Intuit Dome for the first time. I know we had joked around it's going to be in the middle of the city. It literally is in the middle of the fucking city.
They done moved mad niggas out.
Yeah, I think the building I used to live in Inglewood, they tore down to Intuit.
And wow. And what's crazy is that it's like Forum, SoFi, Intuit. It's
think it's funny. I don't know what they're gonna do with the Forum because they're gonna move all the concerts to Intuit. So I don't know if they're gonna tear down the Forum eventually. I hope they don't because that should be damn near a landmark. But I remember there was a time when the Forum was dead. There was a church service used to be at the Forum. So I wonder what they're gonna do with it.
I hope they don't tear it down either because I've only been. I went to the Yeezy shit over there.
Oh yeah,
I snuck into that the Yeezy season shit over there.
Snuck in.
Really?
You sneak in or you pay? Niggas act like they don't want to pay for Yeezy things now. It's so funny now the Yeezy discourse.
Why would I?
People like, I finesse the Yeezy tickets. You paid.
I didn't pay.
All right, for sure.
Why would I lie?
All right.
Why would I lie? I was still writing for Complex. I said I could get in that shit, and I got in.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's finesse. Okay,
yeah, I finessed. All right, you don't gotta drop the B&B.
It's just funny, the Yeezy discourse now that he's like out of favor.
I have never worn them.
Actually, I actually have a pair, the slip-on little Crocs looking ones. They're very comfortable.
Yeah, I'll get those.
I'm very comfortable, and I started wearing them a lot more after the whole fallout, just to be like, what niggas gonna say?
Oh,
but
I'm riding with him.
It's just funny, man. Like and the funniest part about Yeezy right now is that he's slowly sneaking his way back in. People don't even notice. If you're not paying attention, you don't even notice. But I seen them like with the kids of immigrant guys.
Yeah.
And women. Shout out to them. They just dropped the Nike Air Max. Kids of immigrant. They're from the Bay Area, I believe, but they're in LA now. Cool little brand. But I just saw them with him, and I'm like, I thought y'all didn't fuck with Yeezy.
Who was y'all?
People were not fucking with Yeezy 4 months ago.
Josh loves to use y'all.
I'm just saying. I mean, y'all, the people who listen. I thought people weren't fucking with Yeezy. Like people were like, "Yo, he's anti-Semitic. We not fucking with him." And then he came back out with like, I watched 21 Jump Street. I like y'all now. And people were like, kind of laughed at that, but they didn't. They took it as they were like, okay, he's back. Now he back with Adidas. Like,
is he?
I heard, yeah, they figured something out. He's gonna start dropping the Yeezys with his name back on them. Yeah, you didn't hear that? That was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
But see, what's the
slowly working with? See, you gotta be paying attention.
How does that work? Is it contractually that they have to do that, or?
I think so. I don't know, like that. They weren't gonna get out that contract easily.
Yeah, no,
they lost that money. I was like, hold up.
I don't know. That'll be a crazy walk back. Like, how they gonna? The only way they'll get him to walk that back is if he actually like makes a statement.
Bro, it's happening before our eyes. I'm telling you, before the end of the year, he will have an album out.
You ain't listening to it.
Huh, I didn't listen to the last 4.
Doesn't he still have an album that's supposed to be coming? Isn't Donda 2 officially not out still, or is that just giving up on?
Yeah, that shit don't exist. Yeah. That shit exists
to the side.
It'll exist on a little puck with a play button on it. Shit don't exist at all.
I wonder how he finessed that too, because he got a lot of vocals and people on there. Is anyone getting paid from the
Absolutely not.
I'm just saying, like, artist wise, how are you guys feeling out there? Quavo, how you feeling out there? 2 Chainz.
How is Quavo?
Jack Harlow.
All these are artists that were on Donda 2 and it sold on the player and made money. How are you guys feeling pocket wise?
What's that Jack Harlow shit sounding like?
Yeah. It's sounding like soul beats. Sound like him rapping over Ninth Wonder beats.
Why?
It's actually you know what? I like Jack Harlow as a rapper. I think he can rap really well. And honestly, the discourse around his last album, I'm like, it's like everyone's like, yeah, he had to come back and do something for his real fans and apologize for the last album.
What?
I like the last album.
I figured that, I mean, whether I liked it or not, I figured that was his lane. Why would he not make that?
No, Jack has always been like a rapper's rapper. I think that's always been his thing. And, he's white, so it's like, okay, he made the pop leaning album, but he's a rapper.
I just think it's funny that when like white rappers want to go back to the roots of the rap, they got to do the album cover where it looked like they're in front of a trailer park with no shirt on.
Like, it looked like Gummo or some shit.
Like you don't like. Do anybody notice that whenever white rappers want to go right back to the essence, they gotta have a shirt off?
Well, I'll say one thing: the essence for him is that, bro. If you ever been to Louisville, Kentucky, his shit looks all like that all over.
But I'm saying, like, the first album was just him, like, clothes on, swagged out. Yeah. And then this was like, I'm back to my roots, y'all.
I mean, it's like any other rapper, though. It's like you come from the hood, you be on your hood shit. Then you progress, and you're like, oh, nigga, I'm in the mansion now. It's like, Josh, I gotta go back to the trap.
Different. Josh, you know it's different when white rappers do it.
I mean, it's funny. I like I said, I'm a Jack Harlow fan. There's one song in this album that I am like so confused by. I am so confused.
Really?
I don't. Let me find the name of it.
But you know what I'm saying, though, MC. Like he's like, because the thing is, I'm of the mind that if this shit don't work out, he grabbing that guitar out the closet and it's over with.
Well, and that's the thing. You said that before. Jack Harlow not a guitar guy. He's not. That's not him.
You don't got to play it.
No, that's not. I don't think Jack Harlow would do Post Malone. I saw that shit happening for Post early on. I don't see it happening for Jack. Bro. Jack, you gotta understand. Jack be with niggas. Jack DJ killed somebody in the club at his walkthrough.
Bro, I'm just like, Josh, I know you a fan, bro.
No, it's not even about me being a fan. Like, I'm just telling y'all, like, Jack Harlow don't have like a real. He not like.
But it would be easy for him to just be like, you know what? Let's Machine Gun Kelly. This shit.
But like, look who you naming, Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly was damn near on that when he came out. Like the people you naming, you could kind of see it in them when they came out. Like Jack Harlow, not like. He's not like I would if Jack Harlow made a country album or did some guitar shit. We got the timestamp. We'll remember it and we'll come back to this. But it's not in him really. Like I'll keep that. Like just think about the people you name.
I feel like if you do it, Josh, and I call you out, you're gonna say, "Hey, he getting money. He flipping it. You gonna hit this?"
Oh no. I mean, shit. He did that the last album already with the pop lane. Like I just don't. It wouldn't. Jack Harlow's turn to white fan base would probably be pop music rather than it would be like some country alternative rock shit. Like it's not Post Malone at all.
Hook up with Dr. Luke. He gonna say, "Hey man,
I think I probably got some Dr. Luke beats. Dr. Luke everywhere."
I don't think he could do a lottery. Like do one of them lotto records. I don't think he would have a lottery type record from Jack Harlow would sound crazy.
Nigga, it was the fucking airplane joint.
The first class.
First class. That was the lottery joint.
Yeah.
Can it get more pop than First Class?
I don't think so.
What is the strategy of him going back and making an album like this a year later though?
I mean, I think it's honestly kind of biting what Tyler did a little bit. We're just like, I'm about to rap for my fans, but then it's like,
because I don't see it, or I haven't heard anything from it.
And it's honestly, it's an EP, super short. It's like 24 minutes.
Okay.
So 60,000 first week.
Okay.
No promotion. It was literally a surprise album. Like, even just the correspondence leading up to it, they're like, we don't want to promote this. Like,
okay.
So it's like, I mean, for me, it's like lyrical exercise, and it's also like, you know. He could do that. Like Jack Harlow can do that because he's built a fan base and he can actually rap. The song that I'm confused about is Gang Gang Gang. 3 gangs.
3 gangs.
It's the weirdest fucking song. The first verse is about a friend that is a rapist. Second verse is about a friend that's a pedophile. Third verse is about how you have to, like how you grow from friends and like friends change and you lose friends. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Storytelling, Jack?
Yeah, I'm listening to this song. I'm like, this is weird. So yeah, I really don't understand that record.
Niggas.
I get it. The record. It's funny. Like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, his former DJ, is on trial for killing someone at a Jack Harlow walkthrough.
The baby, the nigga.
Man, it's female too. I'm sorry, not even a nigga. It's a woman.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's like a whole story now, and like honestly, shout out to Jack's PR team because they have kept him so far away from this. Like I was talking to some people, and they're like, they didn't even know. I'm like, you niggas work in the business, y'all know about this? They were literally like shocked. I had to send articles. They're like, oh shit. But yeah, his PR teams kept him far away from it. I mean, I don't think he had anything to do with it. It was literally his DJ that did it. But I think this was his way of like addressing that situation.
Okay.
And I wish he would just address the situation. Like, nigga, come on, just talk
about it.
He's
not a pedophile or a rapist. He's a murderer.
Yeah.
Which, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny in our culture, pedophile rapist might be worse than murder.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Because the thing is that those two things are never justified when in the eyes of like
that's
our
a good
culture.
point. That's a
Those
great
two
point.
things are never
That's a
justified.
great point.
Murder, I feel like to a lot of black people is like, I gotta hear both sides. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be on that.
Murder is always, but he fucked his bitch. Or like,
It'd be on that. It'd be on that for
murder
sure.
is like, oh, he stepped on his shoes. I would have killed the nigga for those too. I spent $1,000 on them Travis Scotts. I would kill the nigga too. Like, that's how it will always be. Like, rape and pedophilia it is a non-negotiable. As it should be.
No, you're right.
As it should be.
Yeah.
But murder is like, I feel like there's always like the gray area with murder where it's like, again, it's like the Cameron shit. I think you brought that up too a couple weeks ago. It's like the killer in apartment 4B. It's just like, I'm leaving it alone.
I ain't snitching, bro.
But if the killer in apartment 4B was fucking on kids, it's an immediate.
I'm gonna kick his door down. We got to whoop his ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because those two things are never justifiable. With murder, it's like, even with like rappers on trial, it's just like they look at Melly. It's just like allegedly killed his own best friend. It's just
allegedly.
Like maybe he had bad vibes. Maybe
I mean, I'm not that deep into that trial. Free until proven guilty.
Or innocent.
Innocent.
Yeah.
Niggas should be free until proven guilty though. Shit, they didn't change the law. Let these niggas
Not
free.
if you a flight risk.
Hey man, Free Thug. I heard his lawyer just kind of filed a motion to get him a bond again. Heard that nigga in jail eating Snickers and M&Ms only.
Bro, because the thing is, that's how he ate when he wasn't in jail.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, when I saw that motion and all that in the headlines, I'm like, that's his normal diet.
Yeah,
like,
he don't eat.
What are you talking about?
Like he would go to get IV with all of his
nutrients.
visuals, nutrients and shit every month. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
He might.
He's never hospitalized for any of this. That's actually that feels like a miracle.
I mean, honestly,
but you would never know.
His skin looks way better in jail.
It does. He looks actually like he's like gaining weight in there too. So, Free Thug, shout out, Free Thug. So, speaking of that's not even speaking of. We got to get to AMP. Of course, we announced this a week ago.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be on a hiatus until May 17th.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have more details to come, but Josh is actually going on a trip, and I'm
literally back on the 15th.
End of the season trip.
Yeah, end of the season trip, going to Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka.
You're taking a train up.
Oh yeah, I got the little bullet train pass. Yeah, I heard that's just fast as fuck. I've never been on it. Yeah, I'm about to check that out. Hopefully, I don't get no motion sickness.
How long is it from Tokyo to Osaka?
That's a great question. I think it's like, I don't know,
maybe 2 hours,
90 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
I need to, when you get back, I need to know all of the spots. I need like a Tokyo Japan debriefing so that I can get ready for
I got
trip.
you. Yeah. It's funny. I'm not a gatekeeper. I've been talking to a lot of my homies and friends, asking them for their lists of food spots and shit. A couple people have been hating, not sending it. Fuck y'all. I'm telling y'all right now.
Niggas keeping itineraries?
Niggas is gatekeeping the restaurants out there.
Why?
Man, I ain't gonna say no names, but you know who you are. And we not saluting you today. But I do, but a few people did look out. Kiana, shout out to you. Shout out to David Rivera. He's gonna be out there at the same time as me.
AMP too.
Yeah, actually add him to the list. We're gonna overlap a little bit, so I'm gonna check in with him. But a few people gatekeeping. It's funny. This is my second time out there, so I kind of have some spots already. Mm-hmm. And when people ask me, I'm like, I'm making a list now, so I can pass it along, and Yeah. But I've never been one of those guys that been like, oh no, like one person in particular gave me a really weird response, and I'm like, all right, nigga.
Damn, he told you, hey man, find it for yourself.
Nigga was on some shit like, oh, I'm gonna send you my list, but I gotta keep the top secret spots off, and then never sent the list.
I don't understand gatekeeping in travel because it's not like you're gonna bring in 20 other people to ruin it. If anything, you should be supporting these places in these different areas you go to with more tourists.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is too, like, if you know me, you know I'm a foodie. You know I like to go eat good. If you on the same shit, why wouldn't we be sharing information and sharing knowledge? Like, I don't know. When niggas do shit like that, I'm like, all right, nigga, I know what it is, and now I'm gonna make it hard for you to eat in your city.
And plus, my nigga, it's Japan. Who hasn't been here before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of people that's been here. If you don't give me the list or the top secret thing, someone else will for sure.
Yeah, no, it's funny, man. It's just, I don't know. It's like a little bit of an elitist thing. And you see it in certain people in certain circles, and I'm just always like, oh, okay. To be like that about food is just weird to me.
Yeah,
I get it on other things sometimes, but food, it's like, nigga, what the fuck? They gotta like what? I don't know. It's funny, but shout out to people who did share lists. I definitely have a couple food spots I'm going to out there. Trying to hit one of the hot springs. I butcher all the type of the words. I'm terrible with Japanese. I know konnichiwa and I know the bow. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go to like one of the little hot spring spas.
You trying to get real like zen?
I mean, I'm just trying to, enjoy my trip.
I saw you say you wanted to go to the sumo match too.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get these sumo tickets. Actually, a couple people are trying to help me out right now. They sold out quick. I'm like, fuck. But it's like it only comes around like every quarter or something like that. So yeah, I'm just trying to check. That's something I've never done before, and I was a big Yokozuna fan growing up. So
that's the WWE out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That shit sells out immediately.
Yeah. Would you go to a New Japan? Would you go to a New Japan promotion or a New Japan match?
Oh, I would. Yeah, that's just a slit. I wonder if I should check into that. See if that's cracking.
They might have a show.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. If I can't do the sumo thing, I'll go to that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those tickets are pretty cheap. Because again, like one thing I noticed about Japan is that like if you're a tourist coming in, your shit is like slashed in half. Like they trying to get niggas in there.
They love tourists. Right now I just saw like some Vice shit. There's like too many tourists out there, so I'm adding to it. But
I mean, it got locked down for 3 years.
Niggas is out there.
It's about time. Like people want to go to Japan. But speaking of cities, man, it's a parade inside my city, man.
Man,
it's a parade inside my city. The Grizz pack.
Hey man, smoking good. That's the first time I smoked in a long time. I mean,
Grizz runts.
Hey,
lit.
Honestly, it's funny, man. I'm so glad that Dylan Brooks said what he said.
Yeah,
he lit the fire under LeBron. Gave LeBron that motivation to come out there and really turn up on his ass.
Whole team,
man.
D-Lo,
they dropped 40 on him.
Yeah,
man, lose by 40 is crazy. And in the NBA playoffs, the elimination game by 40 is low key like embarrassing.
Do you feel like they gave up?
Nah, I feel like their morale just was like shot. Like I think they couldn't really figure it out. Shots weren't dropping. Ja was hurt a little bit with the hand. Kennard was out the last game, so it's like he was a big help for them. Like Memphis absolutely is a great team, but they gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
they gotta shut the fuck up and actually win something.
Yeah.
And like right now, they looking like very sorry. Like they're not looking like that team that is good in the West. They
fine in the West.
Yeah, like whatever he said, not true.
I think this goes back to one of our more popular segments, the Yes Sir Man segment with Ja Morant. How would you wrap up his year starting like that, continuing like that, and then ending like this?
Hey, he got to get back in the lab and like reevaluate everything. I think Dylan Brooks is out of here. I don't think he goes to Shanghai, but I definitely don't think he's in the Grizzlies next year.
No. But where? Like
exactly, who takes him? He probably be in fucking like New Orleans or some shit.
Pacers take it. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think, MC?
Pacers. I'm not sure who's going to want to have somebody that volatile and providing headlines like that. I ended up seeing the response that LeBron did when he actually walked up to him in that game 3 or 4, whichever one it was.
When they started going on a roll.
Comment.
Yeah.
He was like, "You're doing too much. You're giving too much energy to this. You're nothing. You're nothing to me. Make some shots.
Do something.
Just slam dunk the ball." I said, LeBron, this might be the most pissed LeBron has ever been as far as directing something towards a player like that.
Yeah, and he's always kind of been on the Grizzlies' head because the Grizzlies is like a chirpy team. It's like, for what? You guys have won absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like ever in your whole entire existence of being a squad, you guys have won nothing. And they always talk a lot, and it's so weird. And yeah, Dylan Brooks is just a weird character to me. I really am trying to understand him. Like even his like fits. I'm like, oh, he is?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Oh, that fucking explains it.
He's Canadian.
Wow. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was up with him. Yeah. Him being Canadian explains
so much sense.
Oh, my God. Like, I looked on his Instagram the other day. Like, first of all, he, like, after the whole shit, he, like, deleted his Instagram.
What?
Or he, like, disabled it.
Oh, my God.
And then he came, like, right after the whole, like, when then they won the game, he came back, like, on Instagram, like, I guess towards the end, and I saw, like, he only followed 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people he followed was Dior and Patron of the New. Is like a store in New York that sells like designer shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nigga, but you don't have no fits. Like, and then I see what he be wearing. Like, he had on like the jean shorts with the like weird sweater, and he got the weird DB chain. Who's his jeweler?
Hey,
I gotta find out if someone let me know who the fuck is Dylan Brooks' jeweler. Terrible.
It ain't Eliante.
It gotta be a Canadian jeweler because that shit looks so fucking weak. The D and the B, like I'm like, bro, that shit don't even look tight. Like also, you could have did that tight and you did that whack.
You gotta be to have your own initials on the chain. You gotta be nice as fuck. Like you gotta be like that nigga to have your own initials on the chain.
Honestly, you just gotta be a corny NBA nigga because that's a corny NBA ass chain. Like At least get your number or something, nigga. But you got DB, but you got the D and B stacked on each other. Like, nigga, D and B are so like synonymous. They could go back to back. Like, there's so many cool ways you could have did that chain, and you did it in a whack ass way.
Yeah, now it just looks like Dusty Bum.
Oh man, that's a good one. Dusty Bum. Oh yeah,
that's what it means now.
I'm glad that Jai's kind of stayed away from the slander that Dylan Brooks is getting, because I feel like it's two different levels of slander. Yeah. Jai's obviously getting slanders for his for not only what has happened within the past couple of months of the gun thing, but also what he has been saying as far as what the Grizzlies are going to be doing to the Western Conference. But he was just like, yeah, man, I said it. I'll deal with it. I saw the fans that were chanting, nah, 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 hey, hey, goodbye to him. Yeah. He's just waving with him, smiling. What else can he do? What else can he do?
What else can you do?
I said it. We took the loss.
Even now, I'm like, I get it. And I that's why I've kind of fucked with Ja, because it's like he going to play into it. He was on the bench at the end of the game laughing. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing about? Like, that's the sign of a true competitor. Like, nigga, Bron walked off the court 14 seconds left.
Yeah.
He said, I ain't shaking hands. I don't even want to slap my own niggas' hands. We did what we had to do, and we out of here. But, like, you know, like, I don't know, Ja on the bench laughing. Like, I'm just like, man, like, you got to be stone-faced. Ain't shit funny. Like, we lost. We got embarrassed. We talked shit, and we couldn't back it up. And we back in the lab. But I don't know, like, Ja, so he's still young. He's still figuring it out. Shout out to Mark Phillips, Supreme Dreams. He had a good skit about it.
That skit was hilarious.
Oh, I was dying. I was, man, hilarious. He's a genius.
Like, when Kyrie walked in with like this.
Man.
He was like, I think I should be on your team. Because you hate LeBron. I do too. And
hey, man.
Like, yo.
That shit was hilarious.
Kyrie was
what
there.
What a heady play that was, huh? Kyrie across from the thing? Across from the bench? What a heady play that was.
Oh, yeah. No, hey, man. Byrie.
Wait, what happened across from the bench?
Kyrie Irving was across from the bench. He was in the building for game 6. He didn't really go up there and go too crazy.
But he left early.
He did?
Oh, yeah, he left a little bit early because the Lakers were up damn near 40.
This shit was over. I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. NBA is so funny. It's WWE for sure.
I got to get to MC here. The Heat, man. You're very somber this morning.
Zen.
You're very zen out. We're gonna talk about the Heat in a second, man. I'm gonna get to some other stuff before we get to kind of a big thing that happened right now, and just not just in sports, but just in like the culture this week. But Josh, did you finish Snowfall?
I ain't even started Snowfall. I'm like, nigga, I stopped watching after the Tiger the last season. I'm like,
but you've seen the discourse.
I've seen the discourse. It's cool. I mean, people are like, is he a crackhead? Is he alcoholic? I think he's alcoholic.
He's alcoholic.
But I mean, shit, like that. I like the way they ended it because that's very much the classic drug dealer story. I know so many bums currently who were up in the 80s, millionaires, people in my family. I know them. I know niggas counting $1 million multiple times and not all the way there right now.
Yeah.
And so it's like I like the way they ended it. I think it's very true to life to what the LA story is.
But is it true to life to Franklin's character? That was my issue with it. It's not really like true to life to Franklin's character.
I can't say that because I didn't watch the final 2 seasons to know exactly.
Because he like in those final 2 seasons he had just switched to like to being irrational, whereas he was really calculated. And I think that's where people are finding the disconnect at.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's like, how do these niggas fall off? They start getting irrational. They start doing things that's like out of the ordinary for them. It's like, why are you doing that exactly?
You got to watch it.
I don't know.
It's not explained.
I mean, shit. The beginning of the season before last, he was flying a plane. That was never explained. So
they did explain. He was learning.
Yeah, he was learning. But come on, he just flew in a plane. Like, come on, nigga. All right. Wife, all like nigga, you flew in a plane. You got a wife now. Like, this shit was just crazy.
That's bad. That's bad writing. But quick Coachella recap because we were talking in the first week of Coachella. Then the Frank Ocean shit happened. Just your quick thoughts on the Frank Ocean stuff.
I mean, I think last week I said that he wouldn't perform second week, right?
Did he?
I did. I think I said it.
We might have to revisit the tape. I can't remember Josh calling it, but if he did call it, that's amazing.
We got to run it back. If I didn't say it, I said it personally to people. I knew he wasn't going to perform the second week. What the fuck? Come on, man. Frank Ocean, man. That's why the P&D conversation we have, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
give it more grace to him.
Yeah, like Frank Ocean is. I honestly, I like Frank. I like the albums, but also like I think I talked about this. Someone asked me if I listened to Endless or whatever.
Yeah,
where?
How? Yeah, like
people put this big myth around this guy, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, I just don't see it.
Yeah,
I think he definitely changed the game, influenced the game, but also it's like
that comes at like like a set value, or it's like, okay, after a while, it's like you can't really accept a lot of bullshit anymore from that. So
I mean, like to me, Frank Ocean's like Sade, Bjork,
but it's really people that's like, and we were talking about this with like the Giannis thing, just like the conversation just becomes so like, huh? Like people just start saying real. They was like, this is a new way people is performing now. I'm like,
man,
no, it's not.
I've seen a lot of the cool guy thing is to say that performance was good.
Exactly.
And I know I got a lot of friends and family who were like, yo, like you had to be there. It was great.
I saw an article that someone reposted, won't say who. It was a Medium article where it was like, this is the new cutting edge way to perform. Guy prefaces the whole article by saying, hey, I'm not a Frank fan, but this is how he's changed. I was like, no.
I think I've seen that article.
Yeah. I was like, no.
That's the red alert. That's the red alert.
I said, no. You can't say that. That's the precursor to some bullshit. When someone says, I'm not a.
I actually saw that. Fan. I was like, that's just terrible. I'm like, people make that's the cool guy thing to do. If you're in the cool, you're in the know. Yo, it was good. It was art. You don't understand. Come on, man.
Those
I understand actually performing the record and not performing the record.
And here's the thing. There was the cool guys that were saying that. The fans that was there was not saying that shit.
That's another thing too. Like I talked to some people who were actually there who are actually fans, and they were like, no, that shit was terrible, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for him. And shout out to you guys who are not making excuses for that shit, because we shouldn't. We're in a day and age where it's easier to make an excuse than hold people's feet to the fire.
Yeah. As if you're going to meet them.
Yeah. Like, and not even if you're going to meet them. It's just the thing to do. It's have grace, have that. And that's like, no, like, we are in too much of this PC ass era where it's like we're allowing mediocrity to be upheld. Participation trophies. Like the nigga performing 2-minute breaks in between songs. Some songs he not singing. I'm like, man.
Someone made a list of songs that he actually sang. And he was like, well, actually, he sang 20 minutes of the 40-minute set. I said, I was like, bro, he's not gonna come dap you up like good looks.
Yeah, like and then the whole someone's like, oh yeah, and he like he had like a homage to dance music, and he had a DJ set in between. I'm like, he don't make dance music.
The crazy part to me was the ankle shit, and I was like, this nigga was doing the fucking heel toe on stage.
The ankle shit crazy because the nigga was the video where he was not singing, the nigga was literally dancing on stage. I'm like, his ankle ain't hurt. Nigga ain't rapped. He ain't limped. It's just funny to me, man. Like nigga, then it came out after the fact, like he sprained and broke his ankle, and I'm like, huh?
He can't move.
I don't know, man. It's like if you're gonna lie to me, you gotta just tell me a better lie than that.
Yeah,
how about that?
He got paid, and so did Blink-182. I saw a little bit of their set. It was pretty fun looking. It was pretty fun. Was
Blink-182 Travis Barker in that band?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just seen like I saw his clip of him like coming out on stage. He like kissed his wife and then went out to the thing. I was like, this nigga's the coolest white boy ever, man.
They're all back together for the first time in a long time. I think Tom DeLonge was doing some other project or whatever it was.
One of them had, I think Mark Hoppus had cancer.
They were always cool to me. I like when they used to like spoof the pop guys.
Yeah. They're dope. And I think, again, it was cool on Coachella or Golden Voice to give people a good show to go out on. They played some classics, and that was cool. It was dope. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah, KD
signed a lifetime deal with.
I was about to make a bad joke. I was about to say, what did he do? Brush his hair?
He used the ain't shit funny brush.
I'm still waiting. I got one in my car, just waiting for me to run into him one day, so I can be like, "Hey."
Well, he not gonna want this shit no more now.
Why not?
Because you just joked his hair.
Man, KD know what it is, man. We joke. We brothers, man. That's what we do.
We brothers. When that happened?
KD needs to understand. I'm one of his biggest supporters, and I be in my group chats fighting for this nigga.
Why?
Because I love that nigga, man. He's one of the best basketball players ever.
I hope he can beat the Nuggets. He need to be able to beat these Nuggets, man. I ain't like that last night.
What are niggas saying in your group chats? You have to fight.
He's just not all that. He ran to the Warriors. The typical bullshit. But it's like, bro,
same ass shit. Oh, God.
I mean, but it's like, I see the truth in some of the shit people say, but I also know that like he ain't never like. It's not like the teams around him have always been the most talented teams.
Yeah, and
it's like that nigga. He's on he's on the Suns now, and they have a great squad, but DeAndre Ayton is a bum. And I need the world to know that. I was so mad when they didn't trade DeAndre Ayton. Like,
why is he still there? Season. Like, it's clear he does not want to be there.
That nigga is a bum. He's a bum here. Did he go to Wildcat? Did he play for the Wildcats, Kentucky?
Oh, I don't know.
What school did he go to?
DeAndre Ayton went to Arizona.
Okay, cool. All right. I thought it was University of Kentucky. I was gonna say something going on out there.
No explanation. No explanation.
Yeah. But But yeah, no, like that. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton is a bum, and he's been on one of the bum for a long time.
But can I be completely frank? Never give a fuck about KD going to the Warriors.
I never did either because I'm like, yo, the Warriors are gonna be good regardless, and like, yeah, I mean, it's just like the super team thing. I don't really subscribe to that. It's like niggas is on teams, they gonna win, they not gonna win.
And I think I didn't care because it was like I saw what this man had to play with, bro.
Yeah,
I saw. That won't running from the grind, bro. That he deserved that. He deserved to have that opportunity.
I'm not mad at anyone giving themselves the best opportunity to win. Yeah. I'm never mad at that. I'm never ever gonna feel no type of way. So like I'm a KD fan. And I just like his game. I think KD's game, KD, Steph, probably more than LeBron, have influenced the game for generations beyond them more than anyone. Like look how many KD types are in the league now. Look how many are coming into the league now. And they all built off his game and long can shoot. Like I seen that. I seen them be like, oh shit, I want to be like KD.
Pause long can shoot.
I mean, that's not really that pause.
You will pause like the
that
weirdest
was a little
shit.
bit of
that
a
was
long can shoot. Like
yeah, bro. Like
all right. I mean,
that was a bit of a stretch. Long can shoot.
Yeah, like come on, like that's
long
not...
can shoot, bro. All right,
but
you're right.
Yeah, but yeah, I just so many people have patterned the games after him. Steph is another one. So many people have patterned the game. Steph Curry, hey man, never been the biggest fan. Always had so much respect for him. But that boy is different.
Yeah, he is.
He is different. I was watching the game last week, or was that Friday night game
when they lost,
bruh. He was taking contested half-court shots and making them in the first quarter. I'm like, he's not trying to lose. So, like, even if they win or lose, I know he's a little older. His body looks a little more broken up right now. He got arm pass that he didn't have last season. Yeah. But, man, like, that's different, man. Contested fucking half-court shot is crazy.
And, I mean, his second win from, like, having all them ankle injuries is always crazy to me, too, because niggas didn't think he would ever even win a ring. I mean, he couldn't walk.
Yeah. Even last season, I was like, when they won a championship last season, I did not believe they could do it. Actually lost me a lot of money.
It did.
So
we had a conversation about it on this show.
Yeah, I was mad at it at the moment, but I have major respect for him.
There you go.
Watching the relationship right now is so crazy because they're about to be in a game 7 in the next couple of minutes, and the relationship between himself, Draymond, and Jordan Poole right now is actually pretty interesting on how game 6 went. Jordan Poole completely sold the shit out of game 6, and Draymond kind of walked up to him and tried to give him a little bit of game, your little pep talk as people are walking up to the bench. And Draymond kind of like, as he's giving his pep talk, he's kind of like touching him a bit, and Jordan Poole just shoves his fucking hand over to the side and walks back to where he was going to sit. And Curry's like, hey, come here real quick. And it's literally like a parent talking to a child, because even though, yes, Draymond and Jordan Poole have a history that probably is still not resolved as of right now, we're in a pretty decent chance to lose to the Sacramento Kings. Who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of minutes? But seeing that relationship still play out in a very tough playoff position right now is something that I found pretty interesting. I think it's not going to go away for a good amount of time.
Yeah, it could bleed. If they win, it could bleed over into this Lakers series, which I honestly think we could beat either of these teams.
I think we beat both. I would rather play the Kings.
Me too.
Straight up.
That'd be an easier role.
And I honestly hope that the Kings put fucking the Warriors out just for some Bay Area politics type shit. It's a lot going on. Like they always never really claimed Sacramento. Now it's back and forth. I love this series. This is my favorite series right now. I'll be just laughing it up the whole time.
Either way, come home, come to LA, motherfucker. Yeah. 7 seed crushing. But KD, lifetime contract. Start re-releasing your old shoes, brother. These new ones.
Oh yeah,
I'm not feeling them.
I want to just see the KD apparel step up. I want to see
he has apparel.
I've never seen it, but shit, lifetime contract. They better put out some sweatsuits. For the long arm fellas.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be some weird looking sweatshirts.
I'm just saying, man. Like I got long arms, so I always have to buy my sweatshirts in XLs, but they literally should be larges.
I feel like his shoes be looking weird because he's just so like tall and lanky, and like the shoes just look like fucking boats.
Well, I've never that's another thing too. Like I don't think KD's ever had like a shoe that I could wear with jeans, and I'm not looking for that from him.
The Force,
I would never wear any of KD's with jeans. I want
mostly basketball shoes, but I've seen a lot of KD 4 talk within the past month or so. A lot of people bringing up Aunt Pearls and things like that. I'm like, wow, are these being re-released? Are these planned to be released at certain points?
The Galaxy KD 4s was one of his best shoes that he's ever done to me. The Galaxy KD 4s.
It was like the silver joints?
Yeah. And because the Galaxy foam's coming out next year. I'm not a foam nigga, but like just for prosperity's sake, you gotta get like it's just a classic shoe. Like that was a shoe that people was like going up for, killing niggas for.
Yeah,
niggas died over that shoe in DC for sure. Damn. I'm gonna call Wally, see if he can nab me an early pair of them shits. Because he was at something in the water too. We'll talk about something in the water. B-sides though. That's gotta be B-sides for sure. But
y'all better subscribe. Patreon.
Yeah, I got some things to say. But speaking of Nike, speaking of playoffs, Giannis, and this goes to UMC. Congratulations to the Heat. I know they playing the Knicks. I'm gonna check the score as you talk, but I want to get your unfiltered view. And I know you don't like talking about this. So the Bucks lost in overtime. Major collapse from Giannis. And he goes on to the post-game interview. Somebody asked him, hey, was this a failure? You're a 1 seed. You lost to Mark's face is crazy.
Hey, give it to me because I have a very strong opinion on this as well.
I already know Josh fucks with the quote. I already seen his Instagram story.
Go ahead.
I already know he fucks with the quote.
Just give us what you got.
I know he fucks with the quote.
Give us what you got because I have a very strong opinion.
Because he hasn't said nothing about it all because I know he was saving it for the show. But MC, give us your thoughts. What like and let's try to separate like failure from a fucking NBA player to failure from like a regular cat like me or you. So what are your thoughts or what happened? Also congratulations to the Heat.
Appreciate that. I'm less mad about it than I was on Wednesday, but I think for most Heat fans, you would look in our face and probably see the same thing. The response that comes from how or why the Miami Heat end up beating the Milwaukee Bucks in this type of situation is just things that are heard about the Miami Heat in every series. You heard it last year, Philadelphia 76ers. Somebody's hurt. Put an asterisk on the whole series.
Uh-huh.
Somebody's hurt in 2020. Giannis gets hurt in his series. Game 4. Wow, I guess he doesn't have the chance to come back. I guess we'll do it. You hear it in previous years. You hear it in regular season games. These things are not new as far as being a fan of the Miami Heat, which is why I say things like they are the most hated, because these things do not partake or matter in any other situations, especially a situation like a Milwaukee Buck who had a great way to make their way to the NBA Finals and win an NBA championship. You don't hear too much about Trae Young being injured in the Eastern Conference Finals. You don't hear too much about what had happened with the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving. Yeah. Outside of Kyrie Irving actually bringing it up and say, hey, we would have whooped their ass if I was actually okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And niggas was looking at Kyrie like, nigga, like they didn't want to hear that shit either.
I didn't.
And I don't know why. I don't know. All of a sudden, injuries matter in these type of conversations and situations, right? But not unless you are liked, and as long as it fits an agenda. The agenda has always worked in the favor of one Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is why you see the big smiles, which is why you see him going to Chick-fil-A and talking about, I want the 50-piece chicken nugget. It works well when you're smiling then, right? It works for when you can smile and go on the Late Show and you can tell KD, come to a team, I'll show you how to carry it. It works then, right? It works then. It works when you can talk about the Miami Heat and they're bringing up the 2020 bubble series and you say, yeah, the Miami Heat are fit to be a bubble team. It works then, right? It works then, right? It works when you can go to the All-Star game and you can tell Dwayne fucking Wade, hey, as a guy who knows how to get things done and get it done by himself, I appreciate you because you won a championship the real way. Do you hear your fucking self?
Not wrong.
Do you hear yourself? Niggas should laugh at this type of situation way more often. And God forbid somebody actually laughs at this man getting his comeuppance and fucking losing. And even if you want to erase the fact that he hasn't been here for 3 games out of that series, completely fine. I am okay with that. You can remove Giannis out the way of the situation. But there are other Milwaukee Bucks who have been legs up, posted up on their couch, nice and comfortable, because nobody gives a fuck what they did in that series. You think Brook Lopez is getting slandered right now?
No.
You think Chris Middleton is getting slandered right now?
No. They stunk it up.
Drew Holiday is getting slandered right now? And you can completely remove Mike Budenholzer out of that conversation because now reports have come out that there was a death in the family of that. Obviously, that has kept his job safe, and that is completely fine because the discourse between that was something that was completely disgusting. But laugh at this nigga. I completely salute Kendrick Perkins for keeping shit 100% online and on ESPN and saying, no, this shit is corny.
We saluting.
This shit is corny.
Perkins,
there should
everybody.
be more reporters that do that.
He was saying, I laughed at it. And the thing is, the thing about this quote is that he said he immediately compared that reporter's job to his own job. When it's like, that guy is not getting 300 million, 200 million to do what he does, bro. People, I think in a general sense, Josh, yes. In a general sense, Josh, yes, that quote absolutely it means something. But I think that the angle of the mental health that keeps seeing get brought up, all that shit, I'm just like, all right, guys, like, Giannis talks the most shit ever of anybody, bro.
And nobody knows. He keeps it so discreet, which is why I give you props, because you went on television. A nigga said, hey, the Bucks lost. You said, did we? And ESPN and TNT went absolutely insane. You are good at what you do.
He didn't say
you are very good at what you do.
He basically said,
this is my thing.
He basically said, y'all looking at it the wrong way. Nah.
I mean, it's context to everything. Everything needs context. And I think, like, we get it. He lost. Like, it happened in front of us. It's the fact of the matter. He lost. And shout out to the Heat. Like,
it wasn't that he lost, Josh. It was the way he lost. Like,
I mean, the way he lost, he was injured for 3 games.
He dropped like 30, almost 40 points though. But like a game before that.
We can remove Giannis from the situation. It's still the 1 seed, 58 win Milwaukee Bucks losing to the 8th seed Miami Heat.
The Bucks ain't good without. They not the number 1 seed without Giannis. Let's keep it a buck. Like, let's come on. Let's talk about this real quick. They're not the number 1 seed without him. So
what are they?
Shit, they might be 6 or 7.
They was still, but weren't they still winning without him?
What was their record without Giannis?
I'm pretty sure it was a good enough record for people to give it props throughout the season.
I mean, shout out to they won. But that team, we all know that team ain't good without him. Come on, like, we ain't gonna act like that team is good without him.
But was it a failure?
So here's my point. Back to the what he said. I think context is needed. It's the second year in a row that same reporter is asking the same question. Is your season a failure? And it's like, no, nigga, my season ain't a failure. I'm in the playoffs. Mm. We playing good. I get injured. We here though. It's not. I didn't fail. And I think that's what it is. Like, yeah, we failed to win the championship. Of course, like, yeah, every team's a failure. If that's the case, there's only one passing grade at the end of the year. If that's how you want to kind of go about it. Mm-hmm. But that's not how we think about it.
I think that he hit a better Senator Cameron.
Here's my thing.
Senator Cameron.
Here's my thing. If the Heat get put out this next series, was their season a failure?
I wouldn't say so.
When Jimmy Butler said, "Yeah, we're about to win an NBA."
Hold on one second.
They were in the play-in.
Hold on one second. If the Lakers get put out this next series, or if they lost this last series, was their season a failure?
No. Because we weren't even supposed to be in the we weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs.
So it's like it's only for
was expectation for the Lakers a championship?
So it's only a failure if you're the number 1 seed.
Hell yes.
That's weird. Yes. That's crazy optics. Back to what he said. That's crazy optics.
How is it?
Back to what he said.
Let me use the optics right. Like,
the way you're thinking about it is crazy. So there's only 1 team that's a failure every year, or 2 teams on each conference.
I'm a bottom level 7-8 seed team.
If you don't win a championship, you're a failure. That's what it should be. That's what it is, right?
For a 1 seed, hell yeah.
Anyway,
for the Bucks, come on. Everyone says every fucking year, Josh. Giannis got it this year. Every year, Josh. It's supposed to be Bucks and Nuggets every year. What I hear are Sixers Nuggets every year, and it never happens.
As a sports fan, as someone who watched basketball all season, did you think that the Bucks were going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it from there. Honestly, I didn't see it. I saw there. I saw a chance. I seen the Sixers. I seen a lot of teams that could had a better chance or felt like more of a lock. I didn't see the Bucks being a lock for the finals.
No, it's the same thing each and every year. It's the same 3 teams. It's going to be your Celtics. It's going to be your Bucks. It's going to be the Sixers. And at the beginning, before everything went down this season, it was going to be the Brooklyn Nets. And then we ended up having a trade. Those same 4 teams get the same props, at least for the past 4 years in the NBA,
but of
making
the 3,
the Eastern Conference Finals.
Who did you think were going to be the Eastern Conference Finals?
Boston.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was going to be Boston. Mm-hmm. Boston was fucking struggling with the Hawks. I really thought it was going to be Boston. The Bucks are always in the conversation because they have one of the MVPs of the league. But I didn't think they had it in them this season. I really didn't. Even with the best record or whatever they had, I didn't think they had it in them from the jump. So I'm like, I get it. They had the best record. Who has the best record in the West?
It was the Nuggets.
Do you ever think the Nuggets are going to make the finals? Because let's keep it a buck.
Well, that's an absolute no, because I know what's happening there.
Yeah, but it's like,
what do you mean? What do you mean? What's happening there?
The one time that they actually made the conference finals, Anthony Davis dotted Jokic in his damn eye. I don't see it happening.
That's
I don't see it happening in this series.
I've never thought the number one seed at the West. I've never thought of them being finals selectors or final in the finals. I just never seen it. But so like with the Bucks thing, I hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
I get it. The response was a little bit of, I don't want to say pandering. It was just definitely a little more obtuse to what was going on currently.
Yes.
But the response wasn't wrong, and the response was great. I think these reporters, they know the buttons to press. And he was just over it. And he's like, yo, like, I'm going to tell you what a failure is. And I'm going to tell you what a success is. And because he did it so well, and he's so well spoken and so well liked, now you see a discourse of everyone like, oh, like, it's like, no, like he's talking about something bigger than the game. It's funny. We love when athletes they're more than athletes when they're talking about other shit, voting and all this other shit. But when they talk about real life shit that we can all agree with, people who've all had to go through something and accomplish something. And that's another thing that I really feel about this. A lot of people who feel some type of way about his response ain't never did shit in their life. Ain't never took a risk. Ain't never been like, yo, I'm going for this shit. Y'all motherfuckers who just wake up, go work at fucking McDonald's all day and go to sleep and get on Twitter. That's a lot
of people though.
Get on Twitter and talk shit about people who are actually doing something with their lives. Honestly, that's how I feel. A lot of motherfuckers who talking shit are people who ain't never went for nothing.
But why would you like to hear bigger athlete shit when you lost to a fucking seed that almost was eliminated?
As big as that. Like Josh,
it's just what it is.
Like Josh, honestly,
it's just what it is,
his response ain't justifiable to what was going on. Okay. Like he lost to a lower seed. It was it a failure or not? No, it's not a failure. That's all he had to say.
I love the response, and I also feel like
that response screamed to me that he was pissed about the game. And he was trying to come up with something to make up for it. That's literally what it screamed to me.
He's pissed because he worked hard this whole season and then fucking fell wrong on his ass and was out for 3 games. I watched that game because I had money on that game. I had a parlay with him in the leg, and when I seen him go down, I'm like, fuck. Like, and he didn't come back. I'm like, oh shit, he really hurt.
Yeah. Did he win that game?
Yeah, he won that game.
He won games 4 and game 5. The games that he came back and actually did have decent games.
But that game, I'm saying. But the game that he fell and hurt, and he came back and had decent games, but it's like, we get it. He had decent games, but that, like, Jimmy was just going crazy.
And I might be underestimating that because 38-20 is not a decent game.
Yeah, that's a...
Okay. Well, how many points did Jimmy have with each of those games? That were way above that he would usually have.
56 was game 4. 40-something.
Jimmy Butler scored 56 points.
On a regular,
is that a decent game? What is that on your decent barometer?
He's a shooting guard, though, bro. Like,
well, it's the all-time Heat playoff performance.
Okay, he played an all-time Heat performance. One game was an all-time Heat performance, and then the other game was what?
Around 40 points, but what does that have to do with Giannis being hurt?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What does that have to do with Giannis being hurt?
It doesn't have anything to do with it, but it's just saying, like, it's a decent Giannis game versus an all-time performance game. Like, Jimmy had to do. I'm not taking away from the Heat.
That Jimmy had to do.
I'm not taking away from Jimmy.
In order to keep his team in there, because they also had surprise mad niggas out.
I'm just saying, I'm not taking away from what Jimmy did. I love it. I'm glad that they're playing.
He had to do it.
I'm not taking away from the Heat. I love what the Heat did. The Heat went out there and competed. They did what they're supposed to do.
He also, one thing that Giannis also said that rubbed me the wrong way was that he said that they came out to win a championship and the Heat came out just trying to beat us. And I was just like,
corny.
That was whack. That was whack.
But I think even people took that out of context. It's like,
what context? What other context is there?
I think no. Look, what he was trying to say was, to me at least, how I interpreted that was that, like, yo, the Heat came to play. And we was looking ahead of them, and we weren't on the ground thinking about these games.
You just said he was well spoken.
I just think that's what it was when he said.
Okay.
That's just what my interpretation of that. Because I've been in situations like that where it's like you looking at the bigger prize, and you're not thinking about the shit that's in front of you.
Yeah.
The task at hand. And the Heat was at the task at hand. I mean, again, shout out to the Heat. They did what they had to do. I loved his response to that question of was there a season of failure? Because I think too often we look at things and we're like, oh, like we didn't like what goals anybody in life. If you don't hit your goal, you're like, oh, like you don't be like, oh, fuck, I didn't hit this goal. You're like, oh, shit, I made it this far.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And according to you guys,
at the end of my road, teams, $200 million at the end of my road, though.
It should be. It ain't. It's at the end of mine. Shit. What the fuck we doing here? Nigga, that's why I'm doing this fucking podcast. Like, what the fuck you talking about?
My issue is that nobody wanted to talk goals in June of 2011. Nobody wanted to talk goals in May of 2016.
Oh, wow.
Nobody wanted to talk goals with Russell Westbrook this year.
Oh, wow.
He said, have fun. It was a big-ass joke, right?
Yeah,
Nobody wants to talk goals until
May
the 1 seed loses in the worst fashion of all time. Now we want to talk goals.
What was May 2016?
The Thunder losing to the Warriors in 7 games.
Yeah,
all of the Oklahoma reports call Durant multitudes of names that I'm sure a lot of people remember at that point in time. We weren't talking goals then.
And that's another thing too, Josh. That's another thing too, Josh. I feel like if Steph, Bron, anybody had said what he said, they would be trying to kill these niggas right now.
Man, them niggas would be applauded the same way.
No, they
would
not.
Have the same discourse.
Please,
bro. Bron gets killed for not reading the Malcolm X book.
I mean, that's something to get killed for. Nigga, what the fuck? Nigga be on page 1 of every fucking book he's ever read.
He is but you have to admit that Bron has way more scrutiny than Giannis does. Giannis talks shit all the fucking time and then gets called.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not like I get it. I get that. Giannis definitely gets
coddled.
I mean, a lot. I didn't agree with Bomani when he was like, "Oh, he's waiting $1 million a day." I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with that kind of like that situation. But I think what he said was poignant, and people need to hear that. That reporter in particular.
Yeah, I
think people just in general need to hear that. Yeah, people need to have that message out.
I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with the time that he said that at.
I guess
he could have just answered the question then and said later, you know what? It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? He could have, like, I just feel like he answered that.
Go on your fucking Players Tribune shit and write your little article.
I mean, that's funny, though, because it's like he's answering that in the moment, and y'all don't appreciate that, but y'all prefer him to do it
because you know in the moment why he's saying that. Because he's trying to deflect away from the fact that they shit the bed.
No, we lost. Like, they lost. It's not, you can't get away from that. I don't know. Like, it's funny, like, just the way people have been reacting to it. But I see the type of people who are reacting to it and how they're reacting to it.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers who ain't never did shit. Never went for it. Never been like, oh, I'm trying to be something bigger than myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I will ask this. As people who have been in these situations in rooms where they've tried to hold back a little bit more of the backlash that could be coming online, how do you feel like it was seeing that post game from a Nike perspective and be like, okay, let's put a campaign towards this to try and make sure that we hone into this moment?
Smart.
I just think it's smart. I mean, man, Nike just put out a GG fucking Kobe.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's a GG Kobe. What was that?
The Mambacita.
Oh, a sneaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
It comes out on her birthday, right?
Yeah, I got the little sneakers alert last week. I should have opened up my phone, but I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah, I think it comes out on her birthday or something.
Yeah. So I mean, to that point, it's like Nike's always gonna capitalize on something, anything. I like the way they did.
I did hit the old brother. I was just like, all right.
But it's like, but I just feel like what he said was so important, and that's why it's a campaign.
All right.
That's honestly what I feel. Like I really feel like that shit was important. Like I think.
Bro, I hope we don't never.
Can John Morant use that? Can John Morant have used that answer and you would have been okay with that?
If he could, he should have. But also, it's like you can't use that answer when you're talking about we good in the West and it's a parade inside. That's the type of shit John Morant say. It's a parade inside my city. Like a young boy lyric.
Giannis was throwing fucking ladders at niggas, bro. Like, can we talk about like? Is it Cat Mark?
Nobody wants to remember.
He was throwing ladders at niggas.
I'm just saying, man.
Hardworking people who actually deal with failure.
All right, man. All right. I mean,
am I wrong?
I'm not here to convince anyone differently. I think what he said was poignant and needed for everyone.
He threw a ladder at a nigga.
All right.
For losing a game.
All right.
And nigga
I
said,
don't want to talk about losers anymore, man.
Threw a ladder at a nigga, or he just knocked the ladder over.
Did he throw it or knock the nigga off? He knocked the nigga off. Either way, it's malicious. Either way, it's malicious.
Like, look at we're trying to turn this Tim being mad. Like, so Anthony Davis assaulted that security guard too, right?
You mean Anthony Edwards?
I mean, Anthony.
I didn't see that video.
You didn't see that? He literally he did the same thing. He was frustrated. He grabbed a chair and fell over.
And just like swung it while he was walking back to the barricade.
I'm just saying, like, niggas is saying throwing ladders, throwing chair. Like, I just, the way you just put that, I'm just like, I don't. It's frustration at losing. He's a super
niggas
predator. Are frustrated when you lose. When you really care about the game, you get frustrated.
All right, man. We'll protect little orphan Annie Giannis for another day here.
That shit funny, man. It's the discourse around his words are so funny to me. And I see the type of people who are like, like Kendrick Perkins, you ain't did shit.
He won a championship, didn't he?
Okay, barely.
Giannis.
Why can he not have a voice in saying
he
that's
can,
corny?
though, but he can absolutely. For sure. You play the NBA. You could definitely do what you want. I'm not mad at it. And I've seen like there's some NBA players that I've heard that has some funny opinions around, and that's cool.
I don't feel like anybody in the league likes Giannis at all. Anyway,
that's cool. I mean, I get it, but also
it's just putting basketball discourse in a very dangerous place. How many of these are we going to give towards anybody who wants to talk about this? I used to be that guy that squares away from, this ain't your dad's NBA, this ain't your league, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so fucking corny. But honestly, the discourse between this, you're putting it in a real dangerous precedent if we are going to allow these types of things to happen We just want to talk things that happened in the basketball game.
No, we don't. Because we let niggas kneel. We let niggas talk about all type of shit.
Republican Josh is here.
Oh God, niggas need to shut. Hey, if that how you feel right now, then niggas need to shut up and play.
Oh, Republican Josh has entered the building.
Shut up and play.
I didn't know he was a Giannis fan.
A great
I'm not.
line.
I didn't know Josh was a Giannis fan.
Basketball. Let's talk basketball. Let's talk about Giannis doing the same fucking 5 moves of doom and failing.
Let's talk sports then. I love it.
Bro, why Josh bring up kneeling, bro?
No,
because kneeling.
Guys, let's talk sports. I feel like a lot of the times other shit gets brought into sports. Let's talk sports.
Oh, we got to end this episode. I
love that. Let's talk sports because I feel like too often we don't talk sports. We talking all this shit around sports.
You were talking shit around everything outside of sport too.
Shut up and play.
Right wing.
Are you trying to get your
Reddit Josh is here, bro?
What bag is it? What bag is it he's trying to get? What's that Republican joint that's going on
Carlson,
right now?
bro. Josh Carlson is itching to build.
Shut up and play. I'm with it. If we're gonna be like this about something like that, we need to just shut up and play.
I have no opinion. I think it was corny. That's all I have to say. And I have accomplished shit.
One's up.
You ain't talking to me. I have accomplished shit.
Hey man, shut up and play. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing.
I'm taking risks.
I don't want to hear about no off-court, off-field. Shut up and play.
I'm taking risks. I've done shit.
Shut up and play.
That shit was corny.
More than an athlete,
nigga,
no.
It's okay.
Athlete only.
You don't even like Giannis, bro.
I only want to hear about what happens in between those lines.
Boy,
I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want this more than an athlete. Get out and vote. Shut up and play. I'm telling you, shut up and play.
Well, he played and he lost.
Yeah, let's talk about it. But let's not talk about anything else. When niggas start talking about other shit, I'm gonna be like, shut up and play. Just know.
All right, we gotta send Josh to Japan on that note. Thank you guys for listening to the
more
Black
than
Print.
an athlete. They want you to be more than an athlete when it doesn't fit their narrative.
Who is they?
All right.
You always say they. Who is they?
It's funny enough. I'm gonna leave on this note.
Oh no.
They had Steven Jackson a part of the More Than an Athlete campaign. When he started criticizing the Democrats, they took him out the campaign. And then this is another reason why they need to shut up and play.
Josh, you voted Democrat.
Shut up and play.
He voted Democrat, y'all.
Shut up and play.
Josh voted Democrat. So don't.
Sometimes.
Whatever he said. No, it's not sometimes.
On some things.
It's not even sometimes in some things. I just want everybody to know. This is a character.
It's not.
It is a character, bro. This is not real.
Shut up and play.
Anyway, y'all, thank you for listening to BlkPrint.
As he sips Erewhon water. This is just one of the most stunning podcasts of all time.
You will never see a right-wing nigga drinking.
This is just one of the best podcasts ever. I swear to God.
Hey, man.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you.
Hey.
If they don't shut up and play. Hey, next time an athlete come out talking some shit about some shit, shut up and play.
All right. We're out. We'll see you guys with B-sides. for
We're
Josh.
definitely bringing this straight to B-side.
Actually, let's just go right to B-sides. We'll see you guys later.